award for the longest opening title ever in a movie goes to Vice Squad. Vice Squad is a 1982 crime film directed by Gary Sherman, starring Season Hubley and Wings Hauser. Guys, this is not history class. I'm not gonna explain who Season Hubley and Wings Hauser is. If you don't know them, that's understandable why you don't know them. Should you know them? Yeah, maybe if you decide to watch this movie, you should probably know them, but I'm not going to explain who they are. Wings Hauser plays a pimp. The pimp name is Ramrod. He is being hunted down by these group of detectives that is being helped by Princess, who is a prostitute, Season Hubley. Guys, there's this scene in this movie. Now, I know this movie came out in 1982. I get it. There's this scene in this movie where a woman goes and opens this door for Ramrod, and he just... the way she got beat down in this movie, there's no way a movie can come out in this year, these days, come out and not have some group that is against violence against women not try to shut down the studio. There's no way that scene could be in a movie these days. I mean, they even made a big deal about the X-Men Apocalypse poster. There's so many pimps and prostitutes and hookers and drugs and people getting beat down. Is this how the 80s was? Vice Squad gets so much love because it's an 80s movie, and people who were watching movies at that time can enjoy Vice Squad for being an 80s movie. If the movie was to get redone today and probably was taken more serious, and probably a Brie Larson, if the movie takes itself more serious, probably have a solid director behind it. It has a story that the Academy could like. So probably a Brie Larson could play Princess, and I don't know who would play Wings Hauser. I have no clue who would play Ramrod. But I think this movie has a story that the Academy would pay some attention to. But the love, the thing about Vice Squad is that it's one of those 80s movies that you had to be around the 80s to really enjoy the movie. Now, I was not around in the 80s, obviously, but Vice Squad to me is still enjoyable. Hey, not that one. $500 don't get you no El Dorado. Blink, motherfucker, and you'll die in the dark. Guys, blink, motherfucker, and you will die in the dark. Let me repeat that. Blink, motherfucker, and you will die in the dark. This movie is loaded with quotes. We always talk about Tarantino movies being loaded with quotes. This movie is loaded. Where else are you gonna find a movie that someone says blink, motherfucker, and you will die in the dark? Probably a Tarantino movie, but that's about it. A movie that you watch, your friends have seen it, and you guys can just sit down and talk an hour or two talk about all the quotes, everything that happens in the movie, all the characters, and just laugh until you cry. I will say that it feels that you have to be around to watch 80s movies at the time the 80s movies come out to enjoy this movie for what it is. I enjoyed this movie for what it is, but not as much as a person who was around at the 80s to experience the world at the 80s, the United States at the 80s. So I gotta say, I enjoyed Vice Squad, but I wasn't around at the 80s, so I can't really enjoy it like the movie should probably be enjoyed. So I gotta say that Vice Squad is a 69 out of 100. Guys, did you see it? If you haven't seen it, you gotta see it just for the simple fact for Ramrod. You gotta watch Ramrod. Probably the most ruthless pimp ever in a movie. You gotta see it just for Wings Hauser. So guys, if you've seen it, throw some quotes. There's so many quotes. Just throw them out. Put them in the comment section. Guys, like this video, dislike this video. Do whatever you gotta do. I'm out of here.